Have you ever watched a horror movie that feels like many genres fighting each other in one room? And somehow it works? Well, yeah, that's Weapons by Zach Krager, the same guy who gave us Barbarian. Now I want to show you why Weapons is so weird and uncover a few answers about the weapons. So here's what happened in the movie. One night at 2:17 a.m., 17 kids from the same class just walk out of their homes and no one knows why. The only ones who stay are a boy named Alex and their teacher Justin. After that, things get super weird. The town goes crazy, people start blaming each other and blah blah blah. Here's the thing about Zach Krager. The guy started his career by being a comedian. Yup, before all the blood and screaming, he made funny stuff like Miss March, and you can see the elements of comedy in this film too. Weapons love messing with tone, and sometimes you feel like, wait, was that supposed to be funny or am I losing my mind? But this is where the film gets wild. The director made a creative choice. He decided to make a non-linear storyline, because honestly, if it were linear, the movie would have been so predictable and low-key boring. Each character tells these random stories that feel like watching a jigsaw puzzle. And boom, that's how the mystery of missing kids is solved. But this way of making movies creates a problem. The non-linear story kinda makes it hard to vibe with the characters and deeply understand them. And since the director was also focusing a lot on drama, we don't get the deep connection with key characters like Alex and Justin, even though they had so much potential to be fully developed. Unfortunately, on the other hand, Weapons has some story holes which can get annoying if you really think about it. Like, Goldie could have easily killed Justin, but no, she just goes for a haircut. And why does Justin call Marcus the school principal instead of Paul the cop when Marcus literally told him to stay away from Alex? Also, why don't the cops just check all the cameras in every house to get a clue about where the kids are? Okay, time to talk acting, because this cast goes hard. Julia Garner as Justine is just phenomenal. She's anxious, paranoid, and you can literally feel her. But not deeply, like I said before. Then we've got Josh Brolin playing a father drowning in anger and guilt. Classic brawling energy, but with an emotional punch. Even the side characters, Amy Madigan, Benedict Wong, Alden Ehrenreich, or Austin Abrams, everyone brings the mix of the realism and classical dread. But like I said, unfortunately, the directing and the film style didn't really let the characters shine as much as they could. Gotta say, the weapons really pack some powerful meaning. Let me show you why. This movie isn't really about monsters or ghosts. It's about us. Obviously, the weapons in this story aren't guns. They're people. The system turns into a weapon. The community itself, parents, teachers, cops, they've all become weapons against each other. The missing kids, they're a symbol. They represent a generation getting swallowed by fear and control. Even the silence from adults, it's not random. It's an image for how society sees evil and just ignores and looks away. As you probably know, all the kids disappear at 2:17, and there's some deep, mysterious, and dark meaning behind it. But no, totally random. Someone asked Krieger about the meaning of the 2:17 thing. Krieger laughed and said, I wish I could say there was a reason, but honestly, it was just a random time. Yeah, everything shouldn't have a specific meaning. Maybe the ending of Weapons surprised you as well. It was super unexpected and kinda shocking. No epic music, no goodbye, no answers, just cold silence, and that's it. Why? Well, that's actually the point. Let me explain why. As I said, the missing kids basically represent a society that's been oppressed. And the witch, she's the symbol of control and power over that broken community. She feeds off people's life to survive, just like any tyrant in history. In the end, yeah, the kids are free, but they're not healed. A collective trauma like that isn't something you just get over. Those wounds don't just disappear, they stay in the ward just like in the film, where most of the kids are still not okay. The film ends right in the middle of the wound to show it's still open, and if you pay attention, it never gives you a clear answer about what happens to society in the end, because it's not meant to be hopeful. So let's get to the rating part. Weapons isn't perfect. It's ambitious as hell. Mixing horror, comedy, and social commentary is a hard thing to do, but Krieger easily did it. The characters could have been deeper, some plot holes are just begging for answers, but you can't deny it. This film dares to be different. I'm honestly super excited to see what Krieger does next. So, I'm giving Weapons a solid 4 out of 5. It's not the scariest horror movie of the year, but it's definitely the weirdest one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and drop your take. I'm Taha from Red Frame, and remember, sometimes the scariest weapon is ourselves.